You know what they say too is to get that boxed milk.
Oh, like the shelf label milk.
Shelf-label milk because you can like cereal, but you have no butter.
It's a really good point. Okay, good idea. This is what I'm doing. Marissa's gonna try to come tomorrow too. With the baby. Although now the baby's more overfeeding. So since I know. Well, time is amazing.
Hey, Jean. Hey, Jean, can you hear me? It looks like it's working. It looks like everything is working.
It hasn't worked
Yep,
the past couple
there you
times.
go.
It was just turn it. Go to the thing on the top part. Just turn this.
But yeah, but kids always, they're all,
This
that's
way.
always.
I mean, on the keypad. Top of the keypad. Yeah, hit that. One should be a totally off, and then one should be like a volume up and down.
There we go.
Yeah. Where else is? Excuse me. Anything you want to do? Chest? Did you think I said, is anybody new? Oh, yeah. It happens all the time. My fault, of course.
Can we do some like QL stretches, like lower?
Okay. Wait, what was it? QL and what? Chest?
Yeah, but that's even better, so.
Okay. We can do both. We can do a little bit of both. All right. QL's job is really to do something like this. But what it does, it's right here, down here. What it does is instead of so when you walk, right, one of your legs, your hip is going to be in flexion, right? And then as you step, it extends, right? This is extension. So as this happens, right, and we're working back and forth, when you don't have good glute and lateral hamstring to help extend the hip will, the QLs will lift the hip up like this so that the leg carries through like this instead of doing this. Right? Make sense? So that's what you'll see when someone's walking down the, without trying to be too dramatic, it'll kind of like, it'll look like this. Instead of this drive, right? That's a challenge for us. What's the first thing, like what's one of the first things I tell you all to do from your feet that's going to help activate and kick on glute and hamstring? Push your heels down, right? And then what's the second one? Sweep the inner heels out. And that's how you get that connection. When you push down and sweep out, specifically glutamine and piriformis, so the stabilizers there, right? We're going to kick those on. But anytime that you want to get into your glutes and hamstrings, if you lift your toes and push into your heels, that's going to give you a better connection. So we'll play with some of that, good activation. We'll play with that today. That's something I try to do with you all a lot. Get the back of the hip turned on. Get the front of the hip a little chilled out, right? All right, let's do it. Take a nice seat. Close the eyes. Sit up tall. And these are the challenges, right, that yoga throws at us here on the mat. So we can learn them in this environment that's fun, that's accessible. Remember, I used the word challenge. So it is, sometimes we're not going to know what's going on or understand it. We're going to have to learn it. Just like sometimes we're going to have to push a little bit more to bring ourselves to the edge. Or sometimes we're going to have to soften a little bit so we don't go over the edge. We practice in this environment, support it, right? We're with each other. The challenge of life is a little bit different. Sometimes the ante's raised a little bit. But here, the goal is just to practice. Right? That's success when you practice. You're doing it. And from there, you'll feel different things throughout your practice. The feeling is what we're then going to move into the yoga of life, right? It's what we're going to take with us. It's what we're going to bring back to the mat. Start here with your breath. Feel your breath. Your true breath, your first breath is your exhale, right? But we tend to talk inhale first. But really, when you popped out, there was an empty cavity. There was a cavity that was full and needed to be pushed out. So out came the fluid. Then there was an empty cavity, and gravity helped suck some air down in there. So there's an assist, right, on that inhale. But the exhale, we got to really push out. You don't feel your diaphragm, but you'll feel on the inhale, your ribs are going to open, they're going to expand, and your belly's going to come out. And on the exhale, your belly's going to draw in and your ribs are going to compress, assisting pushing that air out. Next inhale, let the arms lift. With the exhale, bring the fingertips and the knuckle pads to root and the heels and the hands to lightly touch. And from listening to yourself breathe, to slowing down the beginning of the inhale and pushing a little more on the end of the exhale, to counting out the breath. So to be 2 or 3 seconds on your inhale, make the exhale the same 2 or 3 seconds. Match the sides. All the way to Ujjayi breath, where the air begins to rebound off the back of the throat. All together. To initiate our practice, together the sound of Om. All together, deep breath in. We softly bow our head to our hearts, our heads to each other's hearts. Inhale, lift the head, open the eyes, release the hands. All right, let's start out child's pose. So in child's pose, your toes are touching, your knees are wide, your arms are up overhead. You're going to root your sit bones to your heels, and you're going to anchor them there. Start to energize the arms. So you want to hug the hands in. You want to keep the forearms lifting up away from the mat. You want to keep your inner biceps lifting up away from the mat. You want to slide your forehead off the mat. So the muscles in the back of the neck are starting to engage. Now think of the opposing forces. As the arms are lifting up towards the ceiling, as the back of the neck is lifting up towards the ceiling,
Soften your chest down towards the mat. Now, work those QLs a little bit. As you look forward, walk your hands towards the right side of the mat. And right away, you start to peel out of this off the hip a little bit. The inhale, you want to breathe the left side of your ribs to the front left corner of your mat. So you get this big expansion, like this peel up out of your waist. Now you can walk the hands towards the right a little bit deeper and keep taking that pose a little further. Inhale, come back to center, soften down the middle, and we'll walk to the left. We're going to get better than this in that QL, but you'll start to feel it right here as you just start to split the energy above and below the waist. Right? In all of the poses, we're trying to split the energy. From the hips, they're going to root, unless it's an inversion, they're going to root down, and above the waist, it's going to root up. It's going to peel up. Inhale, come back to center, soften down the middle. Next inhale, come up, puppy dog. So now the knees are going to stack up on top of the hips are going to stack up on top of the knees. The arms are up overhead. The toes are curled. This is what I tend to see in puppy dog all the time. This is the pose here. So you got to keep those forearms lifting up and those inner biceps, and you want to pull your belly in and your shutters closed so that the bottom of the ribs, your shutters, are going to draw down and back towards your spine. And you should feel that in your thoracic spine, your middle upper back, like you got taller. Now think of the opposing forces, just like we talked about. Arms are lifting up, forehead's lifting away from the mat, but the chest is softening down. But don't lose the belly and don't lose the shutters. Now we get that nice peel, come up the side bodies and do those lats, do the chest. And as you look forward, TP the fingers on your right hand, thread your left hand underneath with the palm up. So like we just talked about, the twists are going to be above the waist, specifically in that thoracic spine. So don't let the left hip drop on you. Keep working that left knee down into the mat. Keep breathing up that right side into the hip. Then breathe forward out of the waist so that the spine gets long, and then twist a little deeper into the pose. Inhale, come back to center. Soften down the middle. Then TP the fingers on that left hand. Thread that right hand underneath, or whatever your side 2 is. If you need a little more space, take that left elbow towards the ceiling. That'll give you some more space to twist under. And feel that twist in that middle upper back. Inhale, come back to center. Soften down the middle. Next inhale, come up all fours, hands and knees. Hands an inch or 2 in front of your shoulders, knees an inch or 2 behind your hips. Make sure your hands are at least shoulders width apart. We don't want to be any narrower. And we want our pointer fingers straight forward or turned out a little bit. We just don't want this, where the pointer fingers are turned in. So we'll be this way. Now take a couple breaths here. Build that low mountain up. So you're hugging the hands in, forearms in, you're squeezing those biceps. You're sweeping the inner heels out because they're going to try to do this. So we're going to sweep them out. Then we're going to hug the shins in. We're going to pull our heels to our butt. Pull your pelvic floor up. Pull your belly button in. Pull your shutters closed. Now slide the back of the neck towards the ceiling. And there's low mountain. So every muscle is hugging into bone right now. Then when you're ready, work your cat-cow. Inhale, arch the back. Lift the sit bones. Reach through the crown of the head. Exhale, round the back. Look to your belly. Lengthen your sit bones towards your heels. Your inhale, arch. Your exhale, round. Stay with your breath. So think of what that means. If the inhale is 2 seconds, it's going to take me 2 seconds to arch my back. If it's 2 seconds to exhale, for 2 seconds, I'm going to round into my back. Stay with your breath. Start to set up the tempo. One more. And then we'll meet back in that low mountain. I tell you all the time, right? Low mountains oppose. We're not waiting to step back to plank. Right now, you're hugging everything in, right? You're starting to get stability in your body. Right arm up, left leg back, spinal balance. So here's extension out of the hip. Remember, we talked about this. This is engagement of the low spinal erectors. We're looking for this one. Exhale, lower. Right arm up, left leg back. Keep your belly pulled in. Keep those shutters closed. Exhale, lower. Swap. Right arm and left leg. Reach back out of the heel. Forward out of the fingertips and the crown of the head. Exhale, lower. Left arm up, right leg back. Even breathe side to side. Exhale, lower. Put it with your breath. Inhale, right arm up, left leg back. Exhale, lower. Inhale, left arm up, right leg back. Exhale, lower. Stay with your breath. Kick that leg back like you're trying to kick your heel through the wall behind you. But don't lose the belly. Don't lose the shutters. Balance your sides out. If you started with your right arm and your left leg, finish with your left arm and right leg, whatever your side 2 is. We'll meet back in low mountain. Take a couple breaths. When you're ready, step back to plank. So in my plank, my shoulders are stacked up on top of my wrist crease, and I'm reaching out of my heels. See, I don't want my feet up like this, and I definitely don't want them like this. I want them here. This is called dorsiflexion. My heels are reaching back. Now, when I go to chaturanga, my feet are going to come like this, right? Straight up and down, but never like this. That's going to be way too long. Now, keep that. Lift the hips, push back, downward dog. Now, to soften the dog, to make this a little more accessible, bend the knees. Now, keep your arms lifting up away from the mat. Keep your inner biceps lifting up away from the mat. Slide the back of your neck forward to where the ceiling and the wall meet at the front of the room. Now, keep all that. Now, push your hands down and forward and take your chest back towards your toenails. There's the opener up the arms and into the chest and those side bodies and those lats. Then if you want to straighten the legs. Reach from your hips down the back of the legs and out of the bottom of the heels, but you don't have to. You can keep those knees bent if you want. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, back to downward dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, back to downward dog. So remember the 2 or 3 seconds? If it takes me 2 seconds to inhale, it's going to take me 2 seconds to come forward to plank. 2 seconds to exhale, it's going to take me 2 seconds to push back to downward dog, or whatever the length of your breath is. One more. We'll meet back in downward dog. From downward dog, look forward, bend your knees, step or jump between your hands, swing your arms up, take a nice big reach. Curl back, maybe that little bit. If staying up straight feels good, stay up straight. If curling back feels good, curl back a little bit. Inhale, come up, exhale those hands behind the back. Interlace the fingers before you pull your shoulders back. Fill those ribs up with breath. And then exhale, take the shoulders back. Maybe the hands come away from the back a little bit here. Get into the forearms and those biceps. Yeah. But keep the hips back. This is going to try to happen. Keep this back this way. Exhale, release. Inhale, the arms up. Now charge those legs. Belly buttons in. Sit bones are down. Maybe curl back. Feel that peel come up the belly, the chest, the neck, your face, your arms, your fingers. Inhale, come up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, place the hands, step the right leg back, lunge. Fingertips are blocks. Get that spine to go straight. Put the weight into your legs. So anytime that my hands are going to come up off the blocks, right? Nothing's going to change because I'm holding all the weight in my legs. Now, as you push down And then you hug in. So you pull your front heel back and your back toes forward. And you keep hugging the shins in towards the midline. Even though they're not next to each other, you're hugging this way to the center. Pull that pelvic floor up. Pull the belly in. Pull the shutters closed. Slide that throat back. Inhale, come up, Virabhadrasana, one crescent. Work the belly and the shutters. Reach up through your thumbs so you get nice and tall. Maybe curl back. Feel that belly and that chest peel again. If you're deep, inhale, come up. Take this right hand, go all the way across your body. Bring it to the outside of the thigh. Let your left hand meet Anjali Mudra. Push your hands together and use that energy to start to twist open. Maybe start to look up towards the sky. Yep, feel free to flare your arms. If you want to extend them, go for it. One more breath. Inhale, come back to warrior one. Take the breath. Exhale the hands down, step forward. Swing the arms up, take a nice big reach. Maybe curl back that little bit. Inhale, come up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, place the hands, step the left leg back. Lunge. Stay up higher on your blocks if you need a little more space here, right? It's going to help you get a little bit taller and keep that spine a little more neutral. That front knee right on top of your ankle and in line with your second toe. The back heel pointing straight up to the sky because it's going to try to fall in on you, right? Don't let it. One more breath. When you're ready, inhale, come up, Virabhadrasana, one crescent. Now square this hip forward a little bit, that left hip, yep. Then pull back up from that pelvic floor, belly button, shutters, heart lifts, throats back. Gaze is kind of where the ceiling and the wall meet as you reach up through the crown of the head, and then maybe curl back. Now if you're deep, inhale, come up, take this left hand. So you want to open the side body up as we reach across. Now we got space to twist with, right? Then I push my hands together because I want to use that power to help rotate myself open. Reach back out of your heel. Reach forward out of the knee. Reach up and out of the crown of the head. Maybe even looking up to the sky. Flare those arms if you want to. One more breath. Inhale, come back. Warrior one. Exhale the hands down. Step forward. Swing the arms up. Take a big reach. Curl back that little bit. Inhale, come up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. Now keep the weight balanced in the feet. Work from your heel. Reach the outside of the foot forward, like you're stretching the outside of your foot until you root into the pinky toe mound. Then you're going to widen your foot to the midline so you can push down into your big toe mound. And you're going to see that your feet are nice and wide. You're going to feel your arches lifting up. Keep that. Pull the energy up the legs so you're hugging your shins in. Inhale, look forward. Now, keep the engagement in the back of your legs by like pulling your heels to your butt. Like if I was trying to bend my knees, but I'm not really bending them, right? I'm getting this isometric engagement. Now go ahead and fold into the pose a little deeper. Sit back as the knees bend, swing the arms up, take a nice big reach. That right hand grab the left wrist, take that chair. Okay, it's coming, it's coming. We'll be there, we'll be there. Yep. I won't deny you a chair pose. Now we want to root from the hip down into the heel, but we're going to peel up the side body. So there's that splitting the energy thing, right? Inhale, come up, swap the hands. Root from hip down into your right heel. Peel up that right side body. Intercostal muscles through your ribs, right? I always tell you, those are cool muscles. They do a lot of shit. Head and throat back, arms back. Yeah. Inhale, come up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, place the hands, step or jump back, downward dog. Move through your vinyasa 3 times. So start to flow through a little bit here. Right? Think of anytime we're going to link poses together, right? It's a different challenge. The challenge is, can you hold the alignment even as you're moving from pose to pose? After your 3, we'll meet back in downward dog. And then just exhale, lower your knees. Just take a quick little break. I've been trying to give you all an extra break or two. This time of year, I tell you, right, this is tough. Everybody's tired, right? Where that change of light, change of temperature. Just give yourself a little break here. If you want child's pose, you can. Vajrasana would be here if you want to grab a drink or anything. Yep, just give yourself a second or two. And then we'll meet all 4s, hands and knees. While we're here, turn the hands out. That'll stretch up our forearms and our biceps into the chest a little bit. Pull your belly buttons in. It's okay if your hands are out to the side. It's okay if they're facing back to you, whatever feels good to you. Make sure there's a little micro bend in your elbows so we're not hyperextending. Keep your belly button pulling towards your spine so your belly isn't falling to the floor. Then as you push your hands down, you get that nice stretch coming up the arms. One more breath. Inhale, unwind. All right, set it up, all 4s, hands and knees. When you're ready, step back to plank. Back to downward dog. If you want to keep your knees bent in downward dog, remember, whatever feels good to you. If you want to straighten the leg, straighten. It's not a right or wrong. It's just where you want to extend the pose to. What we're looking for is we're looking for our arms to be overhead, and we're looking for the sit bones to be reaching like where the ceiling and the wall meet at the back of the room, as compared to being pulled down to the floor or lifting up high to the sky. One more breath. Reach the right leg straight back. Step it through, lunge. Spin the back heel. Come up, bent arm to bent knee. So you're on that balance beam, right? It means your front heel's in line with your back arch. So if I drew a line from my heel, it's going to go right in line with my arch. I want that. Front knee's going to stack up on top of the ankle. And we're going to try to get it to track that second toe, the one next to our big toe. But right now, it's doing this, right? Because these are the muscles we're stretching. So plug that arm in, sweep the bicep up along the cheek. Now, open that right side body. This wants to happen, right? We got to go this way. Right side body open. Now we can lengthen the sit bone down to the heel, or sweep your heel towards the wall with the window and the door, and the knee will start peeling towards the bricks. If you want to take the hand down to the block or the floor, feel free. This is extending the pose, though, so whatever feels good to you. If you want to rotate open, you're going to take the top of the ribs back and the bottom of the ribs forward. Bring that bicep right along your cheek, so if you're looking up, you're looking right into your bicep. One more breath. Inhale, come up, warrior 2. Hands are going to go behind the back, interlace the fingers, bow to the inside of that right thigh, come the humble warrior, working that chest again. Power in the legs. Look forward to that front left corner of your mat. There's the spine long. Now maybe start to reach the arms up. Yep, one more breath. Exhale the hands down. Spin that back heel up. Step back, downward dog. Move through one vinyasa. Stay with your breath. Remember, there's the challenge here as we link the poses. We'll meet back in downward dog. Reach the left leg straight back. Step it through, lunge. Spin that back heel. Climb the elbow to the knee. Plug the arm in. Sweep the bicep up along the cheek. If you're going to bring the hand down in front of the foot's a little more accessible. Behind the foot's a little more challenging. I used to always do behind the foot. Now I only do in front. I like the action of like, so think about what we have to do before we stretch a muscle. We have to engage it, right? So I like to feel hugging the inside of my knee to the back of my arm. So I hug in first. Now I start to open out. Right? So engagement first, then extension. If you're going to rotate open, start to rotate open a little bit, maybe looking up. Push into that front heel. Inhale, come up tall, warrior two. When the hands go behind your back, if your left pinky was under last time, right goes under. Bow to the inside of that left thigh. Then maybe the arms start to reach up. We take that stretch even further through the chest and through those forearms and those biceps. One more breath. Exhale the hands down. Spin the back heel up. Downward dog. Move through one vinyasa. From downward dog, look forward, bend your knees, step or jump between your hands, swing your arms up, take a big reach. Sit back, Utkatasana, chair pose, by request. Belly's in, shutters are closed. Sit back deeper. Yeah. Lift those arms up. Keep your butt going back to the wall behind you. See, there's this action of this. That's what I need to do. That's how I turn on glute med and piriformis. Sit back a little deeper. Push down, rise up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. Keep the weight balance in the feet. Inhale, look forward. Pull the energy up the legs, up the spine, and then exhale, fold into the pose. Take your right hand to the outside of the left calf or shin. Fingertips. Your block. You could have this hand on the hip. You can flare the arm up. Feel that peel right above the waist there. Inhale, come back to center. Swap the hands. And then I'm either here at my fingertips, I'm here on my block, my hands to my hip. Maybe I reach up to the sky, wherever I want to be. Feel that QL peel a little bit. Inhale, come back to center. Next inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. Yeah. One more breath. Bend the knees, place the hands, step the right leg back, lunge. Exhale, lower the back knee. Walk your left foot out to the edge of your mat. We're going to go to lizard. I don't usually pick any poses, but on the drive over today, I was like, I really want to do lizard. So I'm being honest. I'm throwing this one in there. So take that left foot out to the edge of the mat and turn the toes open. Yep. Now the little trick that I always show you is you want to lower the inside arm first. So this outside hip doesn't do this and drop on you. You'll lower the inside arm. If you could lower them both at one shot, lower them both at one shot. If you feel like you dump that hip, then just lower that inside arm. Come up as high as on the block as you need to. Right? I've been up here many times. It's just wherever you want to play. Now we're in really deep flexion of the hip, right, on that left side. It doesn't get much deeper than this. So you got to control that. You got to keep pulling your heel back to you. And then I'm going to reach my knee forward. So I don't just dump into this left hip. I'm still getting some kind of organic expansion out of it, right? This would be me kind of dumping into it. Everything's just collapsing. That ain't no good. I got to hug in, and I got to build that hip back out. And then if you want to lift the back knee, you'll really start to flare it. One more breath. Lower the knee. Actually, we can hit the twisted monkey. Why not? Bend the right knee, reach back with your left hand. Grab your ankle, your foot, or your strap. Walk your right hand forward so your thumb is across from your big toe. Take your hand to the outside of your mat and turn the bicep forward. See, I want to go back this way. I want to lean in that arm. Now I go for the twist. The twist is first. So I start to open that left side of my chest towards the sky. Now I start to draw the heel towards the sit bone to make that quad stretch a little bit deeper. And then I keep playing with rooting the shoulder back, working the twist, pulling the heel towards the sit bone. One more breath. Nice, y'all. Watch the boing as you release. Inhale, come back to center. Wiggle that foot back in. Lift the back knee. Step forward. Keep the knees bent. Reach the left leg back. Exhale, lower the knee. Take the right foot out to the edge. One of the reasons I ask y'all to reach back out of your heel all the time is my sneaky therapeutics, right? How do we get the hip to turn on and start extending, right? That's why I do some of this shit with y'all, to get those muscles to turn on. So now this time, we're going to take the right foot out to the edge. We're going to turn the toes open a little bit, and maybe we're going to lower our right arm first. If the knee is doing this where it's totally blowing out the side, you're just going to walk the foot out to the edge of the mat a little bit more. You know, like in yoga, yoga's always going to say if this back knee is down, this front knee can wander a little bit, right? But I think alignment's going to say the closer you can keep this knee on top of this ankle, the better it's going to be, right? Then if you want to fire up even a little more, you're going to lift that back knee. You're going to keep looking forward. So you reach back out of the heel. You reach forward out of that front knee and the crown of the head. You even breathe and expand side to side. One more breath. Then lower the back knee. Inhale, come up. Bend that left knee. Reach back with your right hand. So you can shift back this way if it's a little tough to get that. Then you can walk back that hand forward and you can come back into the pose. Now turn the bicep forward. Start to root into that left shoulder. Open the right side of the chest. Keep the belly in, keep those shutters closed. Then after you get the twist, drag the back knee forward, pull the belly button to the spine, and now as your heel works towards your sit bone, that quad stretch keeps intensifying. Don't lose the belly. Don't lose the shutters. So we get that good rotation through the spine. Maybe look up. And then inhale, come back to center. Wiggle that foot back in. Lift the back knee. Step forward. Swing the arms up. Take a big reach. Curl back. Work that standing back bend. So heels are heavy. Inner thighs are back. Sacrum is back. Shutters are closed. Head and throat back. Arms back. Maybe curl back. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Nice, y'all. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, place the hands, step or jump back, downward dog. Move through your vinyasa 3 times. We'll meet back in downward dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. Shoulders are on top of the wrist crease, and you're reaching out of your heels. Keep pushing down. Knees count. Keep your hips up. Feel that the more you push down, the more you lift up away from the mat. Pull that pelvic floor in. Pull that belly button in. Pull those shutters closed. As you reach back out of the heels, forward out of the crown of the head. Breathe side to side. Feel that shake starting to happen? Good. Now we're getting to the edge. Keep pushing down. Maybe lift the right leg up. Take it out to the right, touch the toe. Bring it back up. Take it across to the outside of the left mat, touch the toe. Come back up, lower that leg. Lift the left up. Maybe out to the left side of the mat, touch the toe. Bring it back up and in, cross the mat. Maybe to the right side, touch the toe. Back and lower. One more breath. And lower your knees. Nice, y'all. I'm not really going to be able to get into this with y'all, but you're going to take your right leg and cross it over your left. You're going to take your feet apart, and you're going to sit back between your heels. Maybe if I boost up pretty high, let's see. Work from your feet. So push out like you're pushing on gas pedals. Then hug your shins in, so I'm lifting up. If you need to, just sit up on your block like I am. This is actually making this pose pretty accessible for me and my knee. At least it feels good now. We'll see what tomorrow feels like, but right now it feels pretty good. So I'm going to work the space. Now, if I want to work the upper body a little bit, I'm going to go left arm in front, plug, reach behind. Right hand goes out to the side, fingernails go forward. Bend the elbow, start to wiggle your hand up your back. Or drop your strap from your left hand into your right. Now push your head back into your forearm. Yep, and you feel like you can sit up nice and tall. And breathe. Gomukhasana, cow facing. Watch the boing as you release. Inhale, come up, unwind the legs. And then we'll swap side too. So I start out by bringing the front of this right thigh nice and deep to the back of my left thigh. Then I'm going to take my feet apart, and then I'm going to sit back between my heels. If you need to, you reach down, you grab the bottom leg. So grab the bottom sit bone, pull it back and out to the side. Then you do the same thing with the top, pull it back and out. Now, if you want to stay here, you stay here. Cow facing is this right arm in front, plug, bend, reach behind, left hand out to the side, fingernails forward. Bend the elbow, start to wiggle your hand up or drop the strap from the top hand into that left. Then push your head back into the forearm. Use that little feedback to sit up tall. Yep. Couple more breaths. Then watch the boing as you release. Unwind that top leg. We'll meet all fours, hands and knees. So that's getting back here in the back of the hip. Down the back of the leg, side of the hip a little bit here too. Then step back to plank. Now, to make this a little more accessible, you would start from downward dog. To make this a little more challenging, you're going to work from plank. Go wherever feels good to you. When you're ready, roll to the outside of the right foot, stack the left foot on top or in front. Come to side plank. So you could have that front foot, that top foot in front. You can have them stacked up, whatever feels good to you. One more breath. Inhale, come back to plank. If you're going to push back to downward dog, push back to downward dog. If you're going to work from plank, roll to the outside of the left foot, stack the right foot on top or in front. Maybe look up the arm towards the sky. One more breath. And inhale, come back to plank. Everybody push back, downward dog. Look forward, bend your knees. Step or jump between your hands, swing your arms up, take a nice big reach. Maybe curl back. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands in front. Nice, y'all. Grab your mats, find a spot on the wall. We'll go upside down. If you're at home, you don't have the wall to kick up on, you lay on your mat with your knees bent. Interlace your hands behind your thigh as you reach your heel to the sky. Take a bunch of breaths, and then you can swap side two. And then whether you're at home or if you're in the studio and it's not your day to invert, you're always welcome to go legs up the wall, do a pose that feels good to you, okay? Like I always do, I'll talk everyone into downward dog and L pose. If you want to play with handstand, headstand, tripod, pincha, anything you want to mess with, go for it on your own, all right? So if you want to work on your own, go for it. If you want to stick with me, all fours, hands and knees, feet are touching the wall. So we're in that all fours low mountain, just like we were earlier, but our feet are touching the wall this time. When you're ready, lift the knees and the hips, come to a short downward dog. Step one foot up the wall and then the second foot up the wall. Nice, y'all. All right, y'all, check this out. So look at the distance. If my arms are like this, right, and my elbow, this is the misalignment. My elbow is going to try to do this, right? Look how narrow I'm getting. Now I only have from here to here, right? I only got this. But look if I go this way. Now I have from here to here. So the balance gets a whole lot, yeah. So you want to hug your elbows in a little more. Think like elbows in line with the outside, like with your shoulders, let's just say. Yeah. Because that's going to give you, see, look how long and how much balance I have. Look how short this gets, right? From here to here got a lot shorter when I did this. That's where you're going to get the balance at it. And then when you do that, plug your shoulder, like do this, like go, plug back. That gets, like yeah, that's going to integrate into the upper back. So now you got a whole shit ton of friends in the game, right? Yes, yes. Just exhale when you kick up. Yes, yes. Yes, keep hugging those elbows in. And then exhale when you kick up. Yes, awesome. We're just talking about like placement, and I know a lot of you do a pincha or a headstand. We're talking about lining the elbows up with the shoulders. If the elbows go outside the shoulders, look at my balance point, right? It got a lot shorter as compared to here. This is a lot longer of a space. Which one do you think is going to be easier for me to balance on? The longer one, right? It's going to give me more space to control. So that's what we were kind of talking about. Give yourself maybe about another 30 seconds or so. Take your time. If you're done inverting, you can always lay on your back. So you see as I'm here, I set it up. I make sure this isn't happening, so I keep hugging in this way. And then when I go up, I plug this way. So see, I plug in. Now I got everything in the game. Now I can kick from here. If I'm in headstand, it is. If I'm in pincha, it would be like I was lifting my head up off the floor. If I was going to do pincha, I'd be on the wall. But that's the idea. So sometimes I tell y'all, you can go back and forth, right? You can go from your headstand to your pincha. Sometimes when we're muscling up, I show you all that one. We're kind of playing balance today, right? Doing a little hybrid. And then let's get ready to meet on our backs. So we did some chest stuff today. We're going to do a little more QL when we hit Janu Shirshasana. But I've mentioned to you all in the past, when I need a deep back bend, it's not wheel for me. The deep back bend for me is supported bridge. So if you want to work your supported bridge, right, your block goes to your sacrum, okay? I'm going to talk you into bridge and wheel. But, you know, I tell you this all the time about the blocks and the straps and the blankets, right? They're progressions to your practice. Like I just said, my deepest back bend is from supported bridge. You'd think it'd be wheel, right? Because it's more challenging. That doesn't take me to where I need to be, right? You need to find how these tools are going to work for you. So let's talk through. If you want to go supported bridge, set it up. If you're going to go bridge and wheel, you're going to start with your knees bent and your feet on the floor. They're at least hips width apart. We don't want them any narrower. They can be just a hair wider, but not too much. And then take your arms along the sides, and you should be able to feel your heels with your fingertips. Now push down into your heels, sweep your inner heels out, and hug your shins in. Pull your heels to your butt so you feel lots of energy in your legs coming up in your hips. Pull your belly button to your spine. Pull your shutters closed. With your head and your shoulders back, slowly lift the hips, come to bridge. Maybe take the shoulders under a little bit. Feel that the more you push down into your feet, the more you're lifting your hips up. Now be careful, y'all are strong, so you can go too far. You got to be careful that your knees aren't splaying out. If you lift your hips too far, your knees are going to want to blow out the side. That's how you know you went too far. Your knees should be working more towards in, really internal rotation, right? Maybe you interlace your hands behind your back if that's your flavor. We've made that shape a couple times today. And as the knees reach forward, let the upper palate of the mouth reach back. Let the throat open up. When you're ready, release the hands if they're clasped. Slowly lower down. Take the feet wide. Let the knees touch. Bring your hands to cactus or field goal. Get that little shoulder and chest opener here. If the backs of your hands don't touch the floor, take the blocks underneath so that it lifts the floor up a little bit higher to you. Now on the second one, I'll first talk you into bridge and then wheel, those of you who want to play with wheel. Inhale, open the knees. Bring the arms along the sides. Charge the legs up. Core with head and shoulders back. Slowly lift the hips. Bridge. If you're going to interlace your hands behind your back, if your left pinky was under, right pinky gets a turn. If you're going to go wheel, place your hands wide to the edges of your mat. Now, just like we talked about before, right, in the headstand, when I turn my hands out, it's going to bring my elbows outside of my shoulders. I want that. Now I can plug my shoulders back, then I can push down to come up. Yeah, so we get, right? The friends are going to be the magic here. Because your arms alone, right, they're not meant to do this. Stay engaged as you lower down. They are. And take your feet wide, touch, hands to cactus or field goal. And then open the knees and windshield wiper side to side. Belly's in, shutters are closed.
You balance both sides out, come to neutral. Hug those knees to your chest. Give yourself a little hug. Make a couple small circles if it feels good. When you balance both sides out, come to neutral. Rock yourself up. So if you want to face forward, you can. If you want to face the side, you can. Whatever feels good. I tend to do Janu Shirshasana. I just start wide from a more of a neutral position. Then you're going to bend your right leg, your right knee, and you're going to bring your foot either to the inside of your thigh, which will be a little more accessible, or your heel to your pubic bone will be a little more challenging. Why is it more challenging? Because it's wider, right? This one's a little narrower. Now reach down, pull that sit bone out, turn the thigh in, so your kneecap and your toes are pointing straight up to the sky. What wanted to happen? This. So I got to do this and get this set. Now inhale your arms up. Twist towards that left leg, fold down the inside of the leg. Now keep your arms plugged in. They're going to try to pull out of the sockets. Don't let them. So your strap would be your friend, or hold your shin or your knee. See, this is my arm pulling out of the socket. My arm's only this long. I only want it to go this far. Right? Otherwise, I'm just stressing that rotator cuff. Now, here's the little challenge to get into that QL. You're going to take your right hand and you're going to turn your palm forward, so your thumb's down. And you're going to grab the pinky toe side of your foot. It'd be like we're going for the twist. The twist would be like this. Then your left hand goes this way, and you would peek under. I just tend to show you all this part. Now push like a gas pedal. And here's that QL, peeling open. The twist is pretty deep. You know, when I do this twist with y'all, we would be doing twists the whole time. But for some of you, this is accessible, right? Go for it. One more breath. Now inhale, come up tall, 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 tall. And then exhale, the hands in front. Now keep that lift. And then swap side two. See, when you open some of these areas up, you got to then control that shit, right? And we don't know that space. This is new space for us. We're used to this crammed, right? So you got to stay nice and tall. Adjust, get the kneecap and the toes to point straight up. Inhale the arms up, twist towards that right leg, fold down the inside of the leg. I obviously have my leg like this because I can't take it on my knee, okay? Not like, what's that variation in that pose he's doing and shit? I've never seen that shit before. That's just my bad knee. Then I would take this left hand with my plug, so I got a hinge here at my hip crease to go deeper. Then I can take it to the outside of the foot, and then I can gently persuade that forward a little bit, like I'm pushing on a gas pedal. And then right here is where I'm opening. Remember what we said it did? We said it twisted and lateraled behind you. So we're doing exactly the opposite on that. That's how we're getting the stretch. Inhale, come up tall. Exhale, hands in front. Take the legs out straight, or take the legs out, then bring them straight, then lay back. Reach the arms up overhead, take a nice big stretch here. Spread the fingers, spread the toes. Feel all that space that we make. Hug the right knee to the chest. Roll towards that left hip. Take the twist. So we keep that right shoulder rooted down. Don't lose the belly. Don't lose the shudders. Inhale, come back to center. Hug the left knee in. Take the right leg out. Roll towards that right hip. Inhale, come back to center. Take the legs out straight, reach the arms up overhead, take another big stretch. And when you're ready, hug those knees to your chest. Come to happy baby. So you could hold your feet, your toes, right? If this is comfortable for you. For me, this kind of brings my butt like this up to the air a little bit, so I tend to hold the outsides of my knees.
That's going to let me bring my sacrum flat, so the top of my pelvis, right? Nice and neutral. Then with my knees, you want them to go wider than your shoulders. And then draw your knees towards your ears. So you're on the inside of the thighs, you're on the back of the hip again. If you want to go one leg out or both legs out for the backs of the legs, go for it. And when you're ready, inhale the knees to center. Exhale the legs out straight. We'll take Shavasana. Beautiful practice, crew. Feel free to add or remove layers or props. I'll talk everyone through laying flat, but you're more than welcome to do a variation that feels good to you. A little adjustment we all can do is, if you lift up your butt, push the fleshiness towards your heels, and then place your butt back down. And it'll feel like there's this nice settling in the low back and the pelvis. Take the arms along the sides. And here as the legs stretch out, let the feet gently roll open. As the arms come along the sides, let the shoulders settle back. Let that open palm turn to the sky. Let your head rest back. Maybe let your eyes close. Let the tongue soften from the roof of the mouth. Feel the body get heavy. Feel the mind soften back to the breath. The exhale clears and removes. It makes space. And the inhale draws in something new, the change. And the heart opens. So it gets ready to move the practice into the yoga of life, the practice of life. Just as our heart will bring us back to the mat, the practice again, to challenge ourselves. Because we know from the practice is how we grow. We get stronger and more connected. Begin here to draw in a deeper breath, feeling the breath wash over the body from your toes to your fingers, to the crown of your head through your heart. Fingers and the toes wiggle. Maybe the arms and the legs begin to stretch or reach, moving in a way that feels good to you. Taking your time, moving slowly and consciously. When you're ready, you can hug your knees to your chest and just roll to the right side. Push your hands down as you come up to a seated position. We'll meet together with our eyes closed and our hands in front of our hearts. And one more time, to seal in our practice, our time together, the sound of Om, all together. Deep breath in. We softly bow our head to our hearts, our heads to each other's hearts. For all of that hard work and that determination, that challenge, the love and the support you always give each other, it's to you that I bow. Namaste. Thanks, girl. Good to see everyone. Super fun as always. You know, if you have any questions or anything, grab me before you go. Maybe I'll see some of y'all tomorrow or Saturday. If not, I'll see you soon. Thanks, y'all.
No, you get used to it. Kind of, right? And that was pretty fiery too. I mean, it was, yeah, we kicked it. Train, let me just pull this underneath your foot.